Today we got KP, born as Kyle Price. He's a lyrical genius hailing from Southwest Philadelphia. He has opened for so many major artists such as Meek Mill, Dave East, Shy Glizzy, Chief Keef, and Wiz Khalifa. He has a new EP project coming out now called Substance, and he's doing so many other amazing things. Please give y'all W's up for the Fakefree KP.
That's right. That's right. We in the building. My brother, how are you?
I'm good. You know what I mean? Blessed to be here with y'all.
I appreciate that. First, before we start anything, I gotta, give you an apology, my brother. As you know, we had some technical difficulties. I don't know what that was. We was already set up, and then something happened. You know how that goes.
I've been on the other end of that before, so
all day. No doubt. So I want to start with you, man. Like, I'm excited, first of all, that you from Southwest, right? And you from Philly. I mean, Philadelphia artists, especially when it comes to hip hop, known for their lyricism. Before we get into kind of like your career and your background and all that, knowing that Philly is known for its battle rap, its lyricism, who did you kind of look up to as you were coming up, especially on the battle scene? It seemed like everybody in Philly started out on that in the battle circles, in the battle, but who encouraged you to, say, you know what, I need to go write and strengthen my pen to be this lyrical genius?
It really was, to be honest, started at a real young age. I would say my approach as far as like wanting to be the best rapper and wanting to be like have tight lyrics and stuff like that. That was definitely my brother, Bub, and the whole Takedown Records movement at the time. Free Tim Gotti, Free Ace Capone. So it was like guys like that was from my hood and doing things, because my brother was like real heavy with that movement, and I used to always like try to let him hear my raps. But I'm like a kid, so he'd tell me like they was trash. You know what I mean? So that always made me like want to go harder and want to like have like better raps. So now it's like, even when I do write my raps, I could say the hottest thing to somebody else, and to me it might not. Like I'll be like, nah, I gotta fix it, or like I gotta change it, just because like now it's like I'm kind of looking for perfection in my verses and then just in my craft in general, just because it's just how I was raised and brought up. Like everybody always tell me like I never heard a whack verse from you, and it's just because like that's just you never will, you know what I mean? Because I'm already so critical of myself before I even allow anybody else to hear anything. I done thought about what you might think of it, you know what I mean? So stuff like that, you know what I mean? That's really what made me just the lyrical assassin that I am.
No doubt. You talk a lot about, shout out to Takedown Records. That was another Philly movement that I don't think got as kind of just desserts. I mean, you hear a lot about the state properties, and you hear a lot about the other movements, even, Erie Avenue, the Major Figures, all of the Philly-based artists that kind of created an initiative. But Takedown, they actually did their thing. So kudos to, the pioneers of that, and just moving Philadelphia forward when it comes to hip hop. Why do you think hip hop, especially as it relates to Philadelphia, why do you think it's so unique? We have our own kind of, way of producing and bars, so to speak, when it comes to rap. And why do you think we so different than a lot of the other, states and cities across America?
I don't know. I think it's just because I know me personally. I don't know if it's because we right next to New York. We always feel like, or just I feel like it's like we just as a city, we always got a chip on our shoulders. So it's like you kind of hear that in the music. Like we kind of want to be known as them people that's like got bars. You know what I mean? So I know, speaking for myself, I always got a chip on my shoulder, like wanting people to know, like, you know what I mean, I am who I am, and that when you hear me rap, like you know what I mean, I want to intrigue you. I want you to ooh and ah. So it's like I don't know what it really is that 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 makes us how we are. I just think it's I don't know if it's I just think it's our city in general, just how we are as a people. Like just it's crazy. Like you could be walking down the street seeing somebody from Philly and they might just have a certain aura with them, and I just think it's like this that same thing, like in the music, like we just got a certain aura with us and a certain chip on our shoulder, like you know what I mean. I do.
You're right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, KP, you opened up for some major names. Are there any type of people that influenced you or did some type of mentoring for you when you were coming into the game?
As far as rappers,
Yes.
yeah, young when I first started rapping, it was definitely like Lil Wayne. Like he was definitely real heavy on me. I used to have every Lil Wayne mixtape, like mixtape Weezy. I had all of them Johns. Jay-Z, definitely. Just because my brother loved him so much, I wanted to see what was everything. I wanted to see if everything was cracked up to be what it was. So I definitely listened to Hove and got attached to that. And then just the Philly scene, like the DVD rap era was like real influential on me. Like Joey Jihad, Meek Mill, Reed Dollaz, like the whole headshot movement. Like that was like I was one of them young boys that was putting people to the forefront. Like we made the DVD era what it was. Like as a fan, I was one of those young boys. You feel me? So
So
yeah,
what?
it's I would say the rap era, the DVD rap era, and then I would say the DVD rap era, and then just Weezy and Hov, to be honest.
No doubt. Who would be, we always get asked this, right? When it comes to artists, especially the artist that's out right now, who would be your top five? Who would be in your top five? No particular order, so to speak, right? But who is in your top five, like your playlist?
Uh, you saying like of all time or
It
just out
could
right
be,
now?
it could be whatever your top five.
I'm gonna just go right now. My top five. I ain't gonna say all time, but my top five right now, I gotta say Kendrick, J. Cole, uh, I want to say I can't say. Hold on, it's probably number four. I say Kendrick, J. Cole. I gotta give that maybe Meek number three. I'd say Meek number three. He got a crazy work ethic. Number four, I go. Um, Damn, number four. I would say Nip was number four, if
Oh,
you could
okay.
count that.
Yeah.
And then my number five right now, I forget the guy's name, but he's like the guy who be doing a lot of rapping with like his wife and his kids. His name is
Oh
like
yeah,
Tom.
yeah,
Yeah, but he's
he's
like
Erykah Badu's protege.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could
yeah.
interchange him between him number five and a few other rappers, but right now I give him five. I really
That,
like him a lot.
that's dope.
Timbaji, I think. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm surprised you ain't say Drake. That has been on the tip of. I mean, they talk about.
I don't want to even get into that. I definitely like Drake though. I like his music a lot.
No doubt.
So, I have a question. Can you tell us a little bit about the album cover? What inspired the album cover?
Substance EP album, Substance EP cover. I just wanted to really capture everything that I was talking about in the project, as well as the things that were occurring while I was making the project. So that's why you see the mask. That's why you see the Black Lives Matter. And then, I got the whole cylinder in itself is like, like one of those science. It's one of those science type things. So it's like I wanted to capture that as well, like just the substance that's in the cylinder, and it's what makes up my lyrics and my music, and like that's like what you can pour out and see, I guess, like in a lack of better words. But then you got the like you looking at like little pills, and they like got Rockefeller on them, and then you got like Rough Riders, and then you got Death Row. So it's like it's just a combination of things that make my music what it is, and also what made that particular project at the time, and just the different things that I talked about on there, and what also influenced me to make the music. So it's a lot of different things with the cover though.
Yeah, I think what stood out for me was the noose.
Noose.
Just seeing that.
You're talking about the you talking about the More Than Gold.
More Than Gold.
Right.
I thought you said the album cover. The More Than Gold, that was really just that's not even the album cover. That's just a photo from the shoot that day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the cover. So that was that was the video shoot. That was like the same day while we were shooting it with the news and with the I'm sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say, can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what was going on and the idea behind it?
Really, if you notice, the shirt is Modern World, and it's really pretty much saying that we still kind of slaves to this day. We still kind of getting hung with the noose, just in different forms. And then you got the TV, which is the media, and I'm standing on that, and that's like pretty much everything that gets projected in that. You see George Floyd on there, you see Breonna Taylor, you see a lot of different individuals. So that whole shoot, that whole set was pretty. I didn't know how difficult it was going to be until I got there and actually started working. Like with the news, the whole director was worried about the noose and me hanging on it, because he's like, it was really tight. Like it wasn't like it was just like, oh, I'm acting. Like no, that it really hurt. You feel me?
Wow.
So, and then it's like having a white man shoot the camera and being behind it and really seeing it, and I could see like the emotion in his face and like just his demeanor. Like I could tell like it was something that needed to be done just based off of that alone. I just knew that I was like, yeah, this going to do what I needed to do. It's going to be impactful. It's going to make people think. It's going to do exactly what is already happening on the set. So yeah, but that's More Than Gold.
Yeah,
so when we talk about that particular image, and we talk about your music, we know that right now in Philly there has been a lot of crime and murder, and we're losing a lot of good ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
You with you in the way that you're writing, how does that affect your pen now? How does that affect you just as one of those people that when we look at who's dying and who's getting locked up, they look like you, they look like me. How does that affect you moving forward with a lot of your music, and where do you think we should be going?
It don't really affect me as far as changing my approach. I always talk about things as far as that's happening to us and us being murdered, even us murdering each other. Yeah. So it don't really make me change my approach. It just make me go even harder and go to the studio even more, come to Philly even more, and tap in with my city and tap in with my hood, and try help up as much as I can, doing coat drives, doing like donations, and dropping people off when they go in to vote and making sure they get there safely. So it just make me go harder. It don't really make me change my approach, because I'm always, that's what I am. That's pretty much what who I am as an artist. Like I'm a man of the people, and I'm a man of my people.
Wow.
But it don't really affect me to the extent that I gotta change anything or adjust anything. It just make me go harder. That's
You
really
know,
it.
KP, after even introducing you, Fake Free speaks for itself.
Right,
Like, like ain't nothing fake about you.
right.
Uh, I see that your background is a little light. The sun.
Oh no, that's I'm in a like a little black owned bar, juice
Oh,
bar,
okay,
like a little,
okay, cool.
yeah,
Well,
juice bar in Atlanta. Is that too much?
no. I was going to say, are you here in Philly? And
Oh
of course,
no.
it don't look like you are, but that's what I was going to say. A lot of our artists leave us. Like
Yeah.
they get big and they forget about us. And I know that you mentioned about how you're in the trenches and you're helping with the voter registration. Is
Mhm.
this something that you're going to say, hey, when I do reach that pinnacle, I'm not forgetting about my city. I'm coming to build them back. I'm coming to build them up. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would, they would have to Nipsey me, to be honest, because I can't ever see myself just abandoning my city and not coming back and helping out how I was before I got some astound stardom or anything like that. I just know you do have to move differently when things blow up even more, and like even now, like I got to move differently than I did before I had a buzz or any type of thing. So I understand that, but as far as always coming back and tapping in with my city, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. And I kind of feel like even when you when you when you when you from Philly and you an artist, like they want to see you. So I in order to be the artist that I strive to be and get the love that I feel like I want people to remember me by, I'm gonna definitely come back and I'm gonna definitely always be there and um try and make change.
You mentioned, you know, having to move differently, and that kind of stood out for me because a lot of artists, and I don't really want to name names, but like, you have some artists that like they don't know how to separate themselves from the streets and from being an artist. You know what I mean? And it's a business behind being an artist, but they still want to kind of be in the streets where it's not safe. And unfortunately, we have lost some really, really good rappers because of that. Like, what are
Mhm.
your thoughts about that? And just you know, I guess maintaining that level of professionalism and separating the streets from what you're doing now.
Well, I would say that a lot of, and I'm not gonna say like you got some guys who's like really in the streets. Like a lot of these artists that do make it and feel like they gotta prove themselves is because they never was in the streets. They never experienced nothing in the streets. Like if you really
Mm,
was in the streets, you don't want to make all this money and travel all these different places, see all these different things just to be in the streets and got feel like you gotta prove to something to somebody. Now in certain cases, yeah, like people really be tied in still and really got like things going on to where like they did some stuff in the streets and they can't really take it back. So
mm,
it's still going to be around. But I would say to anybody who's doing anything good and making any type of money off this thing, guys, I would say smarten up and stop thinking you got to prove stuff to people. Like get you some security, because I know when I first touched my first 5 million or something like that, I'm bulking up on security because I know how I gotta
mhm.
move. I'm not gonna be in certain places at certain times. You feel me? I understand
Exactly.
that, and a lot of times people want to get the millions and get all these different things, and then move like they not a millionaire or move like they not a somebody or not saying anybody's nobody, but just somebody that people are familiar with. So I already know because I come from that and I was raised in that and I know what that really is. So
Yeah.
nah,
Mm,
we different over here and we gonna keep being different.
I like that.
yes.
So one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we got out there was some of the visuals as it relates to the official video of More Than Just Gold. Hopefully we're going to be able to play this. We're actually playing this from your channel, and hopefully we'll get a chance to put it out. But I want you to take a look with us, and after it's done, we want to talk a little bit more about the dynamic visuals that we see in here, and really pull back the layers to see what, how we can address, especially some of the things that's going on in the community today. So take a listen.
Chaos over the weekend sparked by another police shooting that was caught on tape.
Trayvon Martin, an unarmed black teenager, was shot down by a white neighborhood watchman who claimed self-defense. Prosecutors say Officer Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
My brother, very profound, very profound. That was a heavy video. That was really heavy.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that you'll probably get some pushback from some of those images. That imagery was really profound, man, and I'm sure it's going to rub a few people the wrong way. And I think it was Mix King said, amazing video. You're getting a lot of people on here kind of giving you kudos to the video. So let's talk a little bit about those visuals and why was it important for you to kind of revisit what some will say is the trauma that we had to live through and our ancestors had to live through. Why was that important for you to show that and get that message across?
That was just important to me because at the time, and even now, it's just like all these things are still going on. And it's just like, I feel like now with social media, it's just been blown up even more because this is not like any of this stuff wasn't already happening. Like this stuff been happening. And I initially wrote that song when the George Floyd things was occurring around the whole world and around the whole country. You know, it was all the chaos going on. I finished it in California with when I was with Karan Butler. So I actually, hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no doubt.
I actually finished it in California with Karan Butler, like at his cigar shop. We was talking about a lot of different things and how we could continue to move forward and affect our communities in the right way. And that was when Jacob Blake got shot that same day. And Karan Butler is actually from Wisconsin, and Jacob Blake is from Wisconsin. So I kind of got really, really inspired and got the words to finish the song. So the whole song really came about during a real trying time, 2020, and everything was going on with us, and we were seeing what was going on with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, Jacob Blake and Ahmaud Arbery. So it was like, that was really what inspired me. It was like, it was no way I could put this song out or put my project out and not talk about all the stuff that was going on and that's still going on. That's why I'm still like, I just was doing a protest with Steven Jackson in Atlanta, and I still talk to Karan Butler about all these different type of things. So it's like, it gotta be spoke on because it's all happening. It's all happened. It's not like it stopped happening just because we got a verdict on George Floyd or anything. It's like, it's all still going on. So I'm gonna keep talking about it as long as it's on my heart to talk about.
You actually answered one of my questions because I think, you mentioned them, and in your top, what was it, top 5 or whatever it was?
Who?
Meek Mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned him, and being in like your top 5. And Meek Mill is one of the rappers that, he's doing some awesome things when it comes to criminal justice reform, and stuff like that. Recently, he's been in the news for helping a man get out of jail that was, he claimed that he was innocent and he served more than 29 years behind prison. Eric Riddick, he's actually 51 years old and he was convicted of killing his best friend coincidentally in Southwest Philadelphia. So, now there's like a push, for criminal justice reform. And I just wanted to know, what are some of your future plans? After, hearing you talk and watching your video and all that stuff, it's pretty obvious that, you are an advocate. But what are some of your future plans that, that you're going to be doing when it comes to criminal justice reform and the community or anything like that?
Well, I do think that like prison the notion of what they do with it and how they get people out of it, I do appreciate that. I mean that wholeheartedly. But I do think that like once somebody's in prison, the problem already started. I feel like you kind of gotta start with the root of the problem, which is like when people are kids and education and like that of that nature. So I think you had to start with that. So I always try to talk to the kids. I'm starting a nonprofit, which should be the paperwork at least should be finalized in July. It's called the Mindsetters Foundation. Taking kids out the street, putting them in the studio, teaching them how to rap, teaching them how to record, teach them how to mix and master, a lot of different things like that, just to keep them off the streets. And even if it's for 3 hours, that's 3 hours that a kid ain't in the streets doing something or somebody getting shot or somebody getting murdered. So I think it's things like that you kind of got to tap in with, because I know, like, I've been to prison, I've been to jail. You feel me? Like I had run-ins with police and stuff like that, and I know that a lot of it was my mindset and just how I look at things. You feel me? I think you have to attack that first, because before anything else, like once I'm in prison, I'm here. Like, you feel me? Like I'm already like, so it's what got me here and what continues to get me here. That's what you got to focus on, and that's the type of things I focus on. And the kids is really a big part of that. So that's one thing I'm doing with with my nonprofit.
No doubt. So go ahead, Sizzle.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so where do we see you in the future? I mean, you mentioned your nonprofit, you mentioned some of the music, you got your new project going out. What do we see in the future for, KP?
That's really up to y'all, to the people. I'm gonna just, you feel me? I can only go as far as y'all take me. You know what I mean? The more y'all support me and the more y'all tell people, yo, you need to check this kid out. You need to get on this kid. That's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be further. You know what I mean? I could say where I'm gonna be all I want, because I know my work ethic. I ain't never gonna stop working. But it's really up to the people. You know what I mean? I would like to be as one of a household name in hip hop. I would like to be very successful in my endeavors when it comes to my community and changing people's minds and continuing to save people's lives and continuing to keep people from doing certain things and just providing y'all with, like, you know what I mean, good vibes and good aura and quality. You know what I mean? And everything, and substance and everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would love to be that. I would like to be more financially well off than I am now. So yeah, I would like to do that a lot. But as far as where I'm gonna be, that's up to y'all.
No doubt. Well, one of the things that we do here, we talk weekly. It's, of course, we need a drop from you, but one of the things we definitely got to get from you, my brother, is 16. We gotta get a sweet 16. We want to hear that lyricism, that genius that you talking about. You gotta give us something.
Oh man, right now?
What bars? Come on, bars.
Oh man, what I even got? You just make
well, while you thinking, I just wanted to give you a little kudos, because I'm just so proud of you already, and that you're using your platform for positivity. It's so many different, negative lyrics that we hear, just that is kind of like putting our young people in the mindset of doing things that are not necessarily positive for their life or and creating people that are not.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes, it's something wrong with your mic, Sizzle. But she pretty much was saying that she want to give you kudos to all of the things that you're doing, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. I echo her sentiments. Watching that video, I looked at when they were picking the cotton and how you were standing on the television and how media hypnotizes us. Like it's so many layers to what your lyrics were and with the visions that I was just like, this young man he's on his way. And that's why I had asked you, once you reach that pinnacle, because you're going, when you do, don't forget about Philly.
No, I got you.
All right.
I got you. I couldn't do that if I wanted to.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
What you said you need, man? Some bars?
Some bars. Keep it clean.
Oh, you all want it clean too?
We got some people on listening. They like, please keep it clean. So we got some new fans of yours, my brother. So they want you to keep it clean. If not, if you don't have nothing ready for us, it's Gucci too.
No, I could try my best. Give me 1 second. The silver lining in that news that they make rules, then they break them, man. What kind of fools y'all take us? In jails where they place us, but it's too much space we take up. So they build them while we sleep, and if you ain't woke, but then wake up. Cause prison reform, I mean, yeah, that's cute. But if you gonna fix the problem, gotta start with the root. After, don't ask me how to solve, like, what's the plan? What can we do? Cause you could keep it out his hand before that boy ever shoots. Don't nip at the bud, I'm betting it don't get better, though. They teaching Christopher Columbus, what about credit, though? What about savings? What about property and investing, though? If we ain't gonna ask, I guess they ain't gotta tell us, though. But what that tell us, though, gotta reevaluate. Because they ain't gonna give us the knowledge, which means we gotta build more black, I would say, gotta do it for our sake. The system's malfunction, you can tell by how it operates. That's just like the most cleanest thing I can see. If y'all want something else, I can give it to y'all, but it ain't gonna be clean.
No doubt.
Yo,
we appreciate you, my brother, man. You keep doing your thing. You keep grinding, keep showing love, and keep representing for the streets, man. We really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? They giving you some man. They giving you the fire. They giving you seek and you shall find, and that's the thing. When you give those little nuggets and some of the things that you say as it relates to your artistry, man, it resonates in the people. And the people want to start to get behind you and support. So we appreciate you for doing that. So before we let you go, how can they get in contact with you, find out all your stuff, get your things, all that good old stuff?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Fakefree KP on everything. Spotify, Tidal, Fakefree KP. Apple Music right now is giving me trouble. It's K Price. But we fixing that too. But it's also Fakefree KP on Apple Music. And y'all could check that out on Audio Mac. I just dropped the EP Substance, which is More Than Gold, which is with that song. And pretty much that's on Audio Mac under Fakefree KP. Everything right now is Fakefree KP. YouTube, everything.
No doubt. No doubt. Mick King said, definitely Philly needs them Tupac vibes.
I appreciate that.
No doubt. No doubt. So, yeah, my brother, before I let you go, why don't you give us a little shout? We Talk Weekly.
Oh, man, shout out to We Talk Weekly, man. Appreciate y'all for having me. This is your boy KP. Y'all already know, if you're going to talk to anybody, you got to talk to We Talk Weekly, man.
You already know. You already know. That's our little sound bite. We're going to rerun that one. And so, yeah, if you listen, make sure you listen to this brother, KP, man. Music. The video is really heavy, really profound. And there's certain things that we need to make sure that if it's in front of our kind of, our scope. We have to pay attention to the things and the messages that's out there, man, and reinforce the positive and the vibes. And that's what we need to do as a people. So my brother, I appreciate you for coming on the We Talk Weekly. And the one thing that we always say to the people is once you come on the show, you a friend to the show. So anytime you want to come back on, you family. So come and holler at us.
Will do, man. Appreciate y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
No doubt. All right, y'all. So I don't want y'all to go nowhere. This is We Talk Weeklies After the Talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weekly. Hold up. Before we let you go, do we have permission to play your music and your video and all that?
Yeah, y'all got absolute permission.
All right, there we go. We had to get that cleared out, you know what I mean? So we can play your music and put it on the radio and all our channels and make sure that people are listening to you, my brother. So if you're watching, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this, y'all. Holla!
What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.